Okay, thank you everyone for joining today's it's a physical yoga today. So we are going to all get seated very, very comfortably. And here is, I hope you can see me all the way back. I've arranged my mat and I hope you guys can hear me as well. Just let me know if you can hear me clear.
Yeah. You're audible.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's get started, everyone. So I have a chair here. If some of us cannot sit on the floor, please begin by sitting on the chair. And for all of us, rest of us who can sit on the floor, comfortably come towards the floor and find your most comfortable position. Usually cross-legged position is very helpful. So use a chair or come into a cross-legged position. And as we begin, just for a moment, close your eyes, align to the present moment, because we are all coming together. And we're going to do a very gentle practice today. So you're going to just come into a seated position, place your hands on top of your knees, and try to keep your palms pointing up. You don't have to come to like a Gyan or a Dhyan Mudra. Just keep your hands, palms pointing up. And as you close your eyes for a moment, lengthen your spine while you're sitting comfortably. Lower your shoulders down and away from the ears. And just run a quick attention from the top of the head to the bottoms of your feet and align with your present breath. It's kind of gently centering, gently grounding. Notice your pelvic floor. Your pelvic floor, when aligned, allows the rest of your body to sit very comfortably. Like your right bottom and then your left bottom, right buttock, left buttock, both seated towards the floor or on the chair. And everyone or whoever is sitting on the chair, just see that your feet are nicely grounded to the floor. So as we continue to notice our breath, I'm going to add a quick visualization. You can keep your eyes open or closed, either way. So we're going to all visualize, all who are sitting on the chair, your feet are growing roots that are going into the center of the earth. And all those who are sitting on the floor, the part that is touching the floor, which is your pelvic floor, is growing roots that are going directly into the center of the earth. As you breathe in and as you breathe out, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Let's shift our visualization towards that now when you breathe in, you're breathing in through the center of the earth by the connection of roots that we just visualized. And then you're breathing out through the tips of your nostrils. Sitting comfortably, feeling rooted in Sukh asana, breathing in through the roots from the center of the earth and breathing out through the tips of both your nostrils. Just make this warm, earthy connection. And once you feel warmed up, you may open your eyes if they were closed, and then take both your hands, extend them to the side, like in a T position, and take both your hands all the way up over your head and slowly lower both your prayer pose on top of your head. So one more time, take your hands out in a T position, take all the way up, and then slowly lower your prayer pose on top of your head and bring it on the side. We'll do 3 times. One more time. Inhale, extend your arms, extend your prayer pose. Exhale, lower it on top of your head. Inhale, bring it to the side in a T position. Exhale, lower it all the way down, slowly. Now keep your right hand touching the floor. Take your left hand up, 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 over to the right side. Exhale, slowly lower your left hand down to the left side. And inhale, lift your right hand up, 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 and over to the left. Keep looking forward. And exhale, lower your right hand gently, slowly down. Let's do it 3 times. Left hand up and over on an inhale. And on an exhale, lower that left hand down. Point the palms towards the earth. And slowly take your right hand up and over all the way. Leaning to the left. Feel that stretch on the right side. Exhale, lower your right hand down. And last time, left hand up and over on an inhale. Feel the stretch on your left side, right from the hip into the fingertips. Exhale, lower your left hand down. And last time for the right hand, up, 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 over on an inhale. Keep looking forward. Feel the stretch from the hip to the fingertips. Lower your left hand all the way, right hand all the way down. Extend both your hands forward. Interlace your fingers. Flex those fingers, palms out. Okay, one more time. Bring those hands to the side. Take them up right across your rib cage. Interlace your fingers. Flex your palms out. And as soon as you flex your palms out, take it all the way up overhead. And then lean to the right. Keep those fingers interlaced. Lean to the left. Let's do it 3 times. Lean to the right. Breathe. Lean to the left. One last time. Lean to the right. Up to the center. All the way to the left. Back to the center. Okay, bring your hands slowly down and forward one more time. Now this time keep them separate. Right hand on the right side, left hand on the left side. Point your palms ahead, like literally facing the other side of the room. Stretching the wrists and then lower your palms down. Lower your fingers and palms down. It's like working on the wrist. Flexing the wrist while palms are pointing out. Flexing the wrist while palms are pointing in. One more time. Out and in. Now go ahead and make fist out of both your palms and start circling both your wrists. Start circling right across your rib cage. Maybe 3 to 4 times to the right, maybe 3 to 4 times to the left. Start circling those wrists. And slowly release both your hands. So place your hands on top of your knees. Lift those shoulders up. Throw them down. It's like you are actually throwing the shoulders down. Lift both your shoulders up. Throw them down. So when you inhale, you lift those shoulders up. When you exhale, you drop those shoulders down. Take a free breath. Take a free breath. Okay. And now let's do some leg workout. So what we'll do is, if we'll come into a cat pose, which is, if you can see, hands and knees, if you can see. So I'll stay like this so that you can see. So place your palms directly on the floor and let both your knees be hip width apart. Let the tops of your feet rest on the floor. Just stretch one leg out, 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 any left or right, doesn't matter. And point the toes down. Point the toes down. Keep it here for 1, 2, and 3. Bend the knee. Place it gently on the floor. Keep the distance hip width apart. Stretch the other knee out in line with the torso. Point the toes down. Stay here for 1, 2, and 3. Slowly bend the knees. Bring both your knees to the floor. Now stretch one hand out. Any one hand out. In line with your body. Take it as high as you can, in line with your body. Point your fingers away from you. And slowly lower that palm down. Take a free breath and then extend your other hand as far as you can, fingers pointing away, in line with the upper body. Take a nice deep breath and slowly release both your palms. Now see, while both your palms and both your knees are on the floor, we'll do a spine curve. So for the spine curve, what we'll do, we're going to inhale, compress the low back. So your low back will go inward and your rib cage will lift outward and you look forward. And when you exhale, you're going to round your entire back. Inhale, compress the low back, lift the rib cage, lift your head. Exhale, round your entire back, turn your chin in towards your thighs. You can almost see in between your thighs. One more time. Inhale, compress your low back, lift your rib cage, lift your chin. Exhale, round your entire back, lower your chin towards your collarbone, almost looking in between both your knees. And come back to the center, take a free breath. And now let's give it a try. So what we'll do is we'll do an opposite stretch. So right hand forward and left leg behind. It's like stretching right hand opposite and left leg behind. Just try, see how this feels. Stay for a breath and slowly release. Slowly release. Take a free breath and then let's do the other side. So right foot, left hand, opposite. It's like a string is pulling both away from each other, giving that nice stretch, asymmetrical stretch all across the body. Take a free breath. Once you come back, knee to the floor, palm to the floor. And now kind of do the prayer pose, which is you lower your forehead towards the floor, touch the floor. Okay, bring your head up, come back to the cat position, and then keep your hips towards your heels. Try to take your hips towards your heels and then try to touch the floor in a prayer pose, like a child's pose. Try doing it only as best as you can. Don't overstretch. And then slowly come back to the center. Okay, come to your seated position, regular seated position, and stretch both your legs forward, sit as tall as possible, bring your hands to the side, walk your hands behind you. Walk your hands behind you, lift that ribcage up. Lift that ribcage up. Now look at your toes, flex those toes in, flex those toes out. As you breathe, make sure you're breathing. Flex your toes in, flex your toes out. And now kind of do like a wiper. Like, we have the car wiper side to side, swishing both the feet like a wiper. Side to side. Bring it back to the center, circle both your feet. So you'll feel the stretch around the ankles, around the heels. Circle in clockwise counterclockwise. Make sure you're breathing well. You're very much in the comfort of your breath. Okay. Now, once you've circled all, now bring both your hands on top of your knees, bend your right knee. While you're holding that knee, bend your right knee, interlace your elbows around your right knee, lift that right knee up towards your head. Look at your right knee. It's like you're holding that right knee and looking at the kneecap, stretching the knee up, and very, very slowly release that right knee on the floor, bend the left knee, interlace your literally like hugging the knee as best as you can, lift your foot off the floor, left foot, and if you can, maybe sometimes you can touch your forehead, but if you cannot, come as close as possible. Keep breathing. And very, very slowly, you can straighten those, both your knees. Now, next pose, what we'll do is simple. We'll bend the right knee, right? And kind of keep that lower foot on the floor. Just sit tall. Now take your right elbow, place it on top of the right knee, and take your left hand, swing it all the way up. All the way up. Stay here for 1, 2, and 3. Slowly release. Straighten that right knee again. Bend your left knee. Place your left elbow on top of the left knee. Try to keep the right straightened leg towards the right side and extend your right hand up and overhead as best as you can. You don't have to overdo it. Just see how your body feels. And very slowly release. Now, bend both your knees and join the soles of your feet only as best as you can. You don't have to bring it too close to your groin area. Just see how best you can. And over here, till whichever point you've done, place both your hands on top of your toes or around your feet and kind of do butterfly. So literally doing the butterfly effect, taking the knees up, knees down. Make sure your shoulders are rested and not flopping up. Let your shoulders be down and away. So while you're doing the butterfly, look to the right. Take a nice deep breath. Look to the left. Take a nice deep breath. Come back to the center, lower your chin. Take a nice deep breath. Lift your chin all the way up while you're doing the butterfly. Take a nice deep breath. And bring your head to the center. So while you're still doing the butterfly, blink a few times. Close your eyes, open your eyes. Blink. Blink. Take a nice free deep breath and release the pose. Extend both your legs in front. Now, interlace your fingers under your right knee. Lift that right knee up. Hug the right knee almost and kick. Bring the right knee in. And when you're kicking, kick through the heel, out. In, bend the knee, out. Kick, straighten the knee. Slowly lower the right, we'll do the left. So interlace both your hands, both your palms under the left knee. Pick that left knee, bend the left knee. And go ahead and create a kick, but through the heel. Kick it out. One more time. Hug the knee and kick through the heel. One last time, third time. Hug the knee and kick through the heel. Slowly release, release. Now bend both your knees to one side if possible, almost like a mermaid pose. Bend both your knees to one side. So swing to the side which is practical, which is possible. So my feet are towards the left and I swing to the right. So keep both your palms down, like kind of walk your palms to the right and look over the right shoulder. And take a few breaths here while you're looking to the right. This gives a wonderful stretch to the neck. Very, very slowly, walk your hands forward, undo your knees, and swing them to the other side, however best you can. So walk your palms, fingertips, and look to the left. Turn your head to the left, look to the left. Stay here for maybe 2 to 3 breaths. Feel the stretch almost towards the bottom of your head into the neck and extending into the shoulders. Slowly come back to the center. And we're going to come into our cat pose. And from here, let's come into a standing position. So press your feet and your fingers to the floor and try to bring yourself up, but slowly. Don't come right away. Just hang in here for a bit. Hang in here for a bit. And then slowly, 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 slowly stretch your hands out as you come up into a standing position and lower your hands down. Okay. So while you're here, just kind of create a tap with your feet. Feel the floor. Feel the floor with your right foot. Feel the floor with your left foot. Just feel like as if you're literally on one foot. And then change. Go slow. It's very easy to do. Keep your hands out so that gives you some support. Right foot and then left foot. Okay. Now plant both your feet onto the floor. Keep it hip width apart. Look at your toes. Make sure they are hip width apart. And now stand nice and tall. Now, while you're standing in this position, take both your hands all the way up, 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 up. Join your fingers, join your palms in a prayer pose, and then lower them overhead, just like we did in the seated pose. And then extend your arms out in a T position, lower your hands down. Out, up, top of the head, out in a T position, all the way down. One last time. T position out, all the way up in a prayer pose on top of the head with elbows bent. And slowly out again in a T position. And I want you to close your eyes briefly. I just want you to evaluate your posture. So you can open your feet slightly wider than the hips, out and away, slightly wider. And I want you to now, with your eyes closed, plant your bottoms of the feet so firmly that you can feel all the 5 toes of both your feet, all the outer edges of both your feet, and complete heels rooted into the floor. Make sure both your feet are equally rooted. And now lengthen your upper body. When feet are very rooted, your upper body can lengthen. Open your eyes now and bring your hands on top of your waist or your hip. Yeah. And if you want, you can now plant your feet wider. So what we'll do, we'll just do a hip rotation. So we'll do circling. We'll go, since our feet are so nicely planted, we can move our upper body very easily and slowly. We'll go in clockwise direction, circling, warming up the upper body, including the hips, about 5 to 6 times clockwise. Kind of pause in the middle and do counterclockwise. Just, it's like your upper body is literally making circles. nice and big. Because your feet are so nicely planted, you're easily able to move, almost like a hula hoop move. And breathe enough in this. Breathe enough. Come back to the center. Take a free breath. Lower your hands down. Kind of shake those fingers on the side. Also kind of do like a wiggle jiggle kind of. So swing it's like a spinal twist. While your fingers are shaking on all sides, just keep swinging right and all the way to the left. Because your feet are so firmly planted, you're able to do this very easily. Come back to the center. Keep those feet planted. Take your right hand up, over, all the way back down. Inhale, left hand up, overhead. Slowly release your left hand down, and one more time. Right hand up and over. As best as you can. As you exhale, lower the right hand down, take the left hand up and over to the right. So sometimes there's so much of blocked energy in our hips, in our sides of the shoulders, under the shoulders, that when we do side stretches, it releases the energy. Okay, bring your feet together. I want you to walk 2 steps forward, walk 2 steps back, walk 2 steps to the right, back to the center, 2 steps to the left, back to the center, 2 steps diagonally right. Go back diagonally, 2 steps diagonally to the left. Go back diagonally, just the way you came. Okay, now we're going to do just one circle. So turn to the right, pause, one more right, pause, one more right, and back forward. Okay, so now quickly what we'll do is we're going to do a little bit of squat. So open your feet wide, point your toes outward. Make sure your tailbone points down. When we do squats, we often go forward. We're going to be straight. So we're only going to bend our knees while your upper body is linear with the lower body. Bend both your knees, point your toes outward. The more you're able to point your toes outward, the more better squat you're able to do. Kind of wobble in the squat. Keep your hands slightly out as support. Wobble. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, straighten your knees, point your toes forward, and come back to the center. Wonderful. Is everyone doing okay? Just, I hope so. Everybody's doing okay. Yeah. Okay. So now what we'll do is, if you have access to a wall, I would say move all the back to the wall, if you have access to the wall. And I want to show you a spine lengthening pose, but I'm going to be facing the wall. So when I'm facing the wall, you can see me from the back also nicely. I'm going to place my palms on the wall, my fingers and palm. I'm going to walk away from the wall and I'm going to bend half forward. So my head will be supported in between my length of my hands and I'm softly looking towards the floor and my spine is literally parallel to the floor. So this particularly is a wonderful stretch for the back of the legs and for the length of your spine. So I can show you without a wall so that I can look at you guys. So what I'll do is I'll take my hands out and if there was a wall here, I would literally bend half forward. in which my spine literally is in full length and my feet are firmly grounded and the length of my spine gets the stretch and the back of my legs get the entire stretch. So stay with the wall. It's very supportive. You can stay for literally 10 breaths if possible. Yeah. Try to stay for 5 to 10 breaths. Okay. Once you come out of the wall, I want you to do a calf stretch pose. So I'll do without so that I face you guys forward. But you're holding the wall. Take one foot forward towards the wall. So take your right foot forward towards the wall. Bend your right knee. Bend your right knee. And this is, suppose there's a wall for me here. So my hands are to the wall. My right knee is bent. Everyone will experience the stretch on the left calf. Left calf. While the right knee is bent. Stay for 2 to 3 breaths. Straighten up. Bring that left foot towards the wall. Take the right foot back. And now bend the left foot forward. So this time you'll feel the stretch, and these are my hands holding towards the wall. So you'll feel a nice stretch in the lower part of your calf muscle. Stay for maybe few breaths, 2 to 3, and slowly come all the way up, all the way up. So bring your right foot to the left. Okay. And now I'm going to show you a very nice chair pose. If everyone maybe has a chair around for good stretching. So sometimes when we don't have access to the wall, hold the back of the chair, you know, that seat where you rest, walk away from the chair. And the wall pose that we did, we can actually use a chair and bend half forward. Lengthen your breath. Stay here for maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 breaths. And very slowly when you come up, come closer to the chair, straighten up. Okay, turn to one side, like looking forward. So the chair for me is on the right. My right hand is holding the chair and my left side is free to move. So what I'll do is place your left hand on your hip, lift your left foot up and kind of swing that left foot front and back. Swing as best as you can. So one is swinging front and back. 2 is you come to a pause, come to a stop, keep that foot up and swing side to side. See how high or how best you can do or how slow. Everything is okay. Don't have to rush. Breathing is important. Okay, now you're going to come to the center pause. Now make circles. Make circles in one direction and then counter the other way. Keep breathing well. Okay, slowly release. So now I'm going to bring the chair to the other side so that my right side is free. And I'm going to keep my right hand on top of the right hip. Keep a little distance from the chair so that you can grasp this properly. Go ahead and swing. Front to back. Go slow, go slow. Breathing is important. So maybe once you do like 6 to 8 times front to back, kind of slow down in the middle, keep that foot off the floor and swing side to side. Notice your breath. And then once you come back to keeping it to the center, right to the next standing foot, do circles. See how wider and how easily can you manage without pausing this flow. Okay, reverse. These are very, very helpful for hip movement, hip stretches. And slowly you can release, lower both your hands down. And we are going to now all come towards our mat. Okay, come towards your mat. Bring yourself down. Very slowly, bring yourself down. Sit briefly, maybe a 1 or 2 breaths. And then you're going to lie down with your back on the floor. So you're going to, I'm going to turn my mat so that I show you from this angle. So when you're going to lie down, you're going to come down slowly. Allow your back completely to rest on the floor. Keep those knees bent. Keep both your knees bent. Keep your feet directly below the kneecaps. Yeah, keep those feet directly below the kneecaps. Now, take these both hands slightly out, like in a T position. Maybe 3/4 from away from your hips, or maybe bring it into a T position, whatever works for you. And now, you hold your feet to the floor, lift your low back. Lift your hips, lift your low back as best as you can. Give yourself a nice deep breath. This is a very fun pose. It releases stress from low back, mid back, and literally gives you more breathing space around your belly. You see that? Stay up for maybe a few breaths. And while you're in this pose, see if your hands can go up towards the ceiling. If your hands can extend up towards the ceiling. And see if it's possible to lower them overhead. If both are not possible at one time, do one at a time. You don't have to do both at the same time. Do one stretch at a time. Lower that stretch down, extend the other hand up. Now lower your low back, come all the way down. Bring both your hands to the side. I'm going to show you a very effective twist. So what we'll do is keep those hands again out in a T position. So I'm going to lower my knees to the right, but I'm going to look to the left. So you do the same, opposite. While your knees are bent, lower both your knees to the right, look to the left. Bring your knees to the center, knees to the left, you look to the right. It is a nice spine twist. Bring your knees to the center. Keep doing this continuously, but slowly. Don't try to rush. Turn your head accordingly. Knees to the left, head to the right. Knees to the center, head to the center. Knees to the right, head to the left. This is a really, really helpful pose for knees and your spine. Back to the center, you can do for at least a minute or more. Come back to the center. And now I want you all to lift your feet off the floor, bring the knees close to you. Like maybe hold both palms on each knee and draw the knees closer towards your upper body. Or you can interlace your fingers and almost like hugging your knees as best as you can. Now, while you're hugging your knees, rock from side to side. Go slow. Notice your breath. And once you have rocked from side to side, you can release your hands, lower your hands down, extend those legs on the floor. Extend those legs on the floor. Point the toes up, keep the heels nicely grounded to the floor. Take both your hands to the side first And then, if possible, again, take your palms up, overhead, both together if possible. And while your hands are overhead, flex your toes, flex your heels. Flex your toes, flex your heels. Give yourself a nice abdominal breath as you do this. And very, very gently, you can lower your hands down to the side. And we are going to go into a quick Shavasana. So I'm going to show you 3 positions of Shavasana. So one is the regular classic, where your hands are stretched to the side, your feet are wide and open, your back is resting on the floor, and your back of the head is resting. This is one classic position. Second is like the way we sleep. Make a pillow out of your hand, turn to one side, and the one side. Third position is, it's called Makarasana. So you literally lie down on your stomach, keep the tops of your feet on the floor. Again, make like a pillow of your hands and rest your one cheek on your hand. Maybe this position works for you today. And one last position, which is more of a supportive position, is you take this chair, which we were using for our other stretches. So now you're going to keep the bottom parts of your feet on the chair. So you come closer to the chair, you lie down on your back, and you bend your knees and keep your lower part of your legs on the chair. So this is one position, the fourth position. See what works for you today. Now, this position gives a lot of support to the low back. When the feet are raised, when the legs are kind of half raised, you get a lot of low back support. So see what works for you. Choose a position, and I'm going to walk you into a good Shavasana. So lie down, close your eyes, bring your attention to your breath. Take 1 or 2 deep breaths. Shavasana means corpse pose. It means while you're lying down, you're going to add life to your body. Your body has stretched for you, extended for you, twisted for you, is working for you non-stop. So Shavasana is like paying respect, loving, and giving attention through restfulness. So while your eyes are closed, I want you to just draw your attention towards your feet and notice that there is vibrant energy in your feet right now. The breath that you're breathing in is going directly into your feet. And you're resting like a baby. And as you continue to breathe, you're extending your breath to every part of your body, including your knees, including your thighs, including your hips, including your low back, including the length of your spine, including your shoulders, including the back of your head, neck and throat, your front rib cage, your mid body, your abdomen, your navel. And as you're breathing in softly, gently, naturally, this breath is flowing into the length of your arms, lower arms, palms, fingers, and finally, you're resting your breath around your third eye, which is your forehead. And now through the forehead, through the third eye, your breath is flowing into entire length of your body. You are experiencing deep rest along with your body. It's like you are supporting your body by introducing it to deeper restfulness, including the mind. You are experiencing joy while being restful. For most of you, it's the start of the day. So just create an intention right now while you're resting, while you're calm, while you're nourished, while you're present. Just create an intention. Maybe today you choose to be in a state of balance. Maybe today you choose to be in a state of joy. Maybe today you choose to be in a state of harmony. When you're this calm, when you're this restful, your intentions support you. Take a few nice deep breaths, and I want you to slowly wake up. If you're lying down in positions, see what works best. Bend your knees, turn to the side. See what works best since we have used different positions. Very, very slowly come to a seated position again. And while you're seated, just evaluate. Evaluate how this moment, how these last few moments, these last few stretches have made any difference to you. Did you introduce yourself to more flexibility? Maybe did you introduce yourself to something new today? Your present breath and feel grateful and thankful for being present, for being alive, to experience a new day the new way. Bring both your palms together. Make a prayer pose right by your heart. Lower your chin gently and sitting nice and tall while your head is bowing down. Just quietly whisper to yourself, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. With this, we end our practice today, and I am heartfully, utterly, absolutely thankful to each one of you for attending today's physical session, and I wish each one of you well. Thank you, everyone, so, so much.
Thank you, Sunita.
Welcome, welcome. I hope everyone was
Thank you,
okay.
Sunita. It was a beautiful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Sunita. That was lovely. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Lovely session. Lovely session.
Sure.
Lovely way to
Thank you.
start the day. And thank you so much. Gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you again. Thank you again. Bye bye for
Okay.
now.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.